Hi, Soupy.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Got
Lot
over
better.
being ill. Have passed it on to you, though.
Yes, cheers, mate.
Sorry about that.
You passed it on to me good and proper. That's a nasty one, that lurgy.
Yeah, completely.
Excuse me.
It was. Yeah,
Case in point.
Case in point. It was inevitable.
Yeah. So a nasty thing, but it seems to be flying around everywhere, and it just had me in bed for pretty much 4 days.
Yeah.
So that meant less gardening, which always stresses me out because there isn't time for lying in bed.
It is very difficult. Like, when you think about it, the perfect time to be ill is actually in the summer. No, okay. True. You make a very valid point. There is no perfect time to be ill, but if you had to be ill, for a gardener would want to be ill in the summer.
You'd choose the summer, would you?
Well, yeah, you have to sometimes just let the garden relax a bit.
Well, but in that respect, you could say Christmas.
Oh, yeah, true. Probably that's better.
But then it messes Christmas up.
Yeah,
in the
like
summer,
it did
messes
for
up
me.
your summer holidays.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Anyway,
all in
enough
all,
about us being ill.
Being ill. Well, however, I wasn't ill, so I was able to do stuff.
But you were very busy with homework, weren't you? But you got out in the greenhouse.
I did. I have these sudden urges where I think to myself, "Oh crikey, I've had enough of sitting down." And like I remember one time at school, I'd had enough of
sitting down. So you got up and went out.
This wasn't in a class. I think I was studying, but at school, and I just thought I need to get out, so I just went for a run.
Oh,
yeah, I went for
helpful.
a run round the school.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That was really
head.
Yeah. I just need it. Sometimes I just get slightly fidgety.
There's such a lot to be said for doing that. Clear out the head a bit. It blows all the cobwebs out, and then you can go back with a fresh head, can't you?
Exactly, and it just settles everything down. So obviously at home, I don't need to go for a run because I have my garden. So that's
what did you
nice
do in
to
the greenhouse? Then?
Well, the greenhouse, I went slightly mental with seeds because I thought it's my last year. I'm going to go out with a bang.
And Monty went quite mental with seeds in this episode as well.
He did. It's funny because my seeds seem to be correlating with Monty's at the moment. So
you're one step ahead.
I am one step ahead. It's crazy. But I did like a lot of seeds. So I did 50 odd Bishop's Children dahlias.
Oh, gorgeous.
Seeds. I then did 60 odd Cosmos cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Cupcake Cosmos.
Those are mine.
Then I did another 60 odd of a mix, all sorts Cosmos mixed. So there's Xanthos, I think that's that, or no, is it lemonade? It might be lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
That pretty creamy, yellowy Cosmos. Then there are like the candy striped ones, all sorts. So
not mostly, because every year we've had mostly a pink kind of mix. I think they're the ones that come with Gardener's World magazine. Yeah,
they're like the kind of, they're really pretty, but they're the kind of normal ones that you find.
So what colours? So the lemonade, then we got some pinky ones.
Then we've got pinky ones, but then we've got the candy stripes.
Well, they're pinky ones.
But they're like pink and white, so it's all kind of striped, but they're pretty. I've then also got some orange and yellow ones, which are amazing.
Yeah.
They are already coming out because I did those last week. They weren't part of the 60 odd mix.
Oh, I'm looking forward to those ones. Cosmos. I really want some orange Cosmos.
Yeah. And my sweet peas are already coming up. Beeline, they're beautiful.
Wow.
So it's all looking good in the greenhouse, so I'm very happy about that.
And all your propagated bits and bobs are still persevering, are they?
All the roses look amazing, and I'm very, very happy with that.
All your salvias and things.
Completely.
Well, the only thing I got to do in the garden really was to go out and harvest from our glut of amazing purple sprouting broccoli.
This is hilarious.
I love that broccoli. Do you know, I feel a bit like Bubba Gump now. Do you remember Bubba Gump in Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
He was Forrest Gump's friend when he was in the army.
Is that the one with the prawns?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can barbecue it, boil it, roll it, saute it. Broccoli kebabs, broccoli soup, broccoli stew.
So that's like us at the moment. It's
broccoli sandwiches. Anyway, so we had
I love it.
Broccoli soup tonight. Wow, that was good. But we are really now getting to the end of our broccoli recipe archives. So if anyone's got any suggestions. Oh, but I'm going to call them broccoli bites.
broccoli bites.
Cheese and broccoli bites.
I'm calling my tortillas.
What?
Tortilla crossed with broccoli. Brotilla.
So what this is you take a piece of flatbread tortilla type thing.
Tortillas. Like you would for wraps.
You use for a wrap, and you pop it in a pan with a tiny bit of oil, or if you've got a pan like ours, which is amazing, you don't need any oil.
I did put a little bit of oil just because it makes it a nice crispy crust.
And normally we'd just put in grated cheese, garlic, maybe some cayenne, that kind of thing. Yeah. And you'd sprinkle that in the middle, put another piece of flatbread on top, and then heat it up, let it go, then
squish them together, and then you've got a pancake flip.
Yeah.
So ideally you have a pancake pan for this, which is what I use. Nice.
Yeah, you don't want to flip this without sort of getting more involved. You don't just flip it in the air because the whole thing falls apart and grated cheese goes all over
I use my rainbow spatula.
Yeah.
Just flip it over.
So the idea was to use up our broccoli, was to mix in some broccoli with that cheese, and also to make it a bit greener so it wasn't just a snack for when we were watching our Saturday night film. So you get the broccoli, chop it up, boil it or steam it, and then chop it up into small pieces. Mm-hmm. Mix it in with the cheese mix.
Yep. And the cheese holds it all together. Yes, garlic.
And that goes in the middle.
Big bulbs.
Oh,
sorry, cloves, not bulbs. Not whole bulbs.
So delicious.
It's amazing. It is utterly delicious, and it creates a not too unhealthy meal.
No, very nice indeed. So, yes, if you've got any broccoli recipes, please send them over to us so we can deal with our glut.
I should do a quiche. Maybe I will do that this weekend.
That would be lovely. Right, so any housekeeping from last week for you? I just had about cannas. We said, is canna a rhizome or a tuber or a bulb or a root or what? Anyway, it's a rhizome.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you said that.
Yeah, I did actually. Well, do you want to hear my fun fact for this week?
Your plant fun fact.
Plant fun fact mixed with a slight animal fun fact.
Is it from Horticurus again?
Yes, it is.
It is, okay.
This book is amazing. I was flicking through it going, which one should I use for this week?
Okay, what's your plant fun fact for this week?
Mine is, and I think this is quite interesting because it's quite interesting because we think of plants and we think of nature and we think of everything that grows on land and everything. I've decided to go under the sea. Mm-hmm. Under the sea. Because I think also, for example, seagrass is extremely important for habitat.
This is
and
true.
The Great Barrier Reef. So on the Great Barrier Reef, for example, there are 15 species living there of seagrass covering 4.5 million hectares.
Wow, yeah.
Which is pretty enormous. It is the largest seagrass ecosystem on the planet.
Wow.
Which is just amazing. But it's a really beautiful plant, I think. Like it, obviously you think, corals are beautiful to look at and everything. You get all these pretty colours of seagrass. It's just seagrass. But seagrass can do everything. And it provides a very kind of main source of food for turtles and dugongs. The sea cow, and they're so beautiful and they're so sweet. I love them so much.
Yeah, they're adorable. What are they called in the US? Dugongs is the Aboriginal name for them.
Oh,
manatees, that's it.
Manatees. Oh yes,
they're slightly different, but they're the same. If you see what I mean. Same but different.
But anyways, these creatures are so beautiful, and they feed off seagrass. So seagrass is extremely important. And so it has got to be looked after, seagrass, even though you think, there's a huge mass of it. It has to be looked after, but not only for turtles and dugongs or manatees or
whatevs,
sea cows. I couldn't remember all the names. It's also really important for kind of nutrient and sediment filter. Yeah. Getting all that. So it creates a bit almost like how the Great Barrier Reef in itself stops waves impacting shorelines. It's a barrier. Yeah. Like it said in the name, which is...
It's what it says on the tin.
It's on the tin. How amazing. But also it filters pollution, so it's so important for then the coral, which is beyond it.
So I guess on land, it's like you know, when you have windbreaks, use plants as kind of your wind barriers and that kind of thing.
You talk about coastal gardens, and there are certain plants, there are certain grasses actually which kind of stop the wind getting further up the beach or whatever.
The sand further up.
And we talk about amazing plants on land, but there are so many amazing plants.
Oh, don't get me started. You're preaching to the converted.
Yeah. So I just thought it's rather amazing. And little thing, it can 1 hectare of seagrass can be a home for 80,000 fish and 100 million invertebrates.
Wow, that's amazing.
Which is just rather lovely.
100 million invertebrates.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
I thought that was a really cool
the oceans are so wonderful.
What was your fun fact?
Well, so I mean, you covered a nice animal fact there about the dugongs.
Yeah, they're beautiful creatures.
Sort of a land dugong, a hippopotamus.
Very scary, very dangerous.
Not at all the same. Dugongs are so placid and gentle, and hippopotami are just about the most dangerous animal on the planet.
I know some stories about them.
Yeah, some nasty ones. Anyway, where do you find hippopotamuses?
Oh no.
Africa,
obvious, yes.
Did you know you can also find them in Colombia?
In Colombia? No, I didn't.
Well, so do you know who Pablo Escobar is?
Oh, now I don't know this guy. He has muy grande drugs, and it makes you go slightly crazy, and you like to have a dance afterwards.
So what happens? Pablo Escobar gives you drugs.
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
There's a good film actually on about him.
Yeah, there is.
Watch that.
We're not talking about that.
No.
He used to have a private zoo back in the 70s. And then after his death in 1993, so he won't be getting any muy grande drugs from him. His hippopotamuses were allowed to just kind of roam the unattended estate, and then they escaped. I think there were 2 females and 1 male, so they went off into the wild, broke free,
had some fun,
and had some happy times. And the sort of population has now grown to hundreds of them.
No way.
Yeah. They think that there are around 170 hippos currently inhabiting Colombia, and they estimate that at the current rate the population will increase to 1,000 by the year 2035. So they need to do some serious damage control, because this is now an invasive
of course,
population.
And the habitat and the kind of environment over there isn't ready for a load of hippos to come stomping through.
No, of course not. No. So you're just going to destroy it.
Yeah.
So they are known as the cocaine hippos.
Oh.
And unfortunately, they're going to have to be captured and something done about them.
Oh, no.
Hippos in Colombia.
Hippos in Colombia.
Anyway, before we get onto this episode of Gardener's World, I did just want to say, do you remember Liz and Fee from New Hope Daylilies?
Sure do.
How can you forget?
No.
They were on a chit-chat with us a few weeks ago.
Yes, they were.
And they gave us both their dream gardens, which were very amusing. This was with the rotating summer house, the Lazy Liz, and the hammocks. Anyway, New Hope Daylilies, I had a message from Liz, and she was telling me what they were up to at the moment, because it's, prime time for them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she said they potted up 850 daylilies. Wow. So they're getting all set for the new season after their quiet time over Christmas, when they're allowed to be ill because they haven't got lots of daylilies to deal with. So they're full steam ahead.
Crikey, that is amazing.
Anyway, let's get on with this recap.
I think we should, because there is a lot going on in this one.
There is. So this is Gardener's World 2025 Episode 2 Recap.
Off we go.
We're at Longmeadow, and Monty is chopping back his epimedium.
Yeah, which he does say he should have done a month ago. I think, like all normal gardeners, there are a few chores that get left.
Reassuring to see that, isn't it?
Yeah, epimedium's quite cool. It's also called a barrenwort or fairy wings because of the flower. Flowers are rather pretty. You can get them in purple and yellow. But also the one that just made me laugh. It's called horny goatweed. Probably you can figure out why it's called that. When goats graze on it.
It's not because of that.
Yeah, it is because of that. It's really funny.
It makes them horny.
Yes.
It's not that it's horny goats.
It makes them slightly amorous.
I can't believe that. Oh, sweet.
It is rather sweet.
Well, we all need our simple pleasures, don't we?
Yeah. But they are a plant which like dry, shady areas.
I'm not sure I'd recognise one if it hit me in the face. I don't think I've ever come across them before.
I have never come across
them.
Not knowingly. I rather like them because they're nice spready. They
like ground cover. Spread.
Yeah.
And then he talked about his widened paths, which to me looked incredibly narrow. So I was surprised that, I know you'd mentioned them last week and about widening them, but when he was walking on them this week, I did think, wow, how narrow were they?
Yeah, like they must have been really narrow, like the ones where you have to do a proper catwalk down because you have to put your foot right in front of the other.
Like you're walking the beam.
Exactly. But this did look nice, and I do love it when you see bare soil that you can just plant into, which was what he was doing, because he had all this beautiful bare soil along the edges of the path, and so he was planting that up with geranium phaeum, Alchemilla mollis, which grows everywhere, so it doesn't really matter where you pop that. We have got it. It's amazing. And then the Ophiopogum planiscapus nigrescens, which is that beautiful black reedy grass, but Mondo it's not grass. Actually a grass. It's part of the asparagus family, which is quite amazing.
I put here Latin name, question mark, because I wondered if you'd managed to get that, but of course you did. You're so good at getting it.
Oh, there are many plants on this where it took me a good 5 times to get the name.
So pause, rewind, play. It's got a very pretty flower, hasn't it?
Very nice flower. Love it.
But he says it's mostly for the black strappy leaves.
Yeah. I would love to get this in the garden because he already went, as soon as he placed it, it just gave that really nice shot of colour. You can imagine anything else. Or a limey green. Can you imagine a limey green with that?
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
And then Joe went to North London. Now, I have to preempt this section by saying that I was quite hormonal watching it. So I got, I think, perimenopause hormones. So I got really quite emotional because I just thought it was so wonderful that I started crying. Because I loved all these. I love the front gardens that we're, putting, especially in a city, in a big city like London. Yeah. We're greenifying everything. Yes. You've got your back gardens, but then bringing it out the front as well. Others can enjoy it. It's doing much more for the ecosystem. It's and so on every level it's a better thing to have all that greenery out front. I get that, if you're in a tight street and there's no parking on the road, people are digging them up to put their car out the front. I remember my first house actually was an ex-council house, and that had already been laid to kind of tarmac so that you could park your car out the front. If we hadn't been able to do that, I don't know where we would have parked. So I do understand those pressures. But this, as I say, I was emotional. Joe was walking along the street and you could hear birds singing and bees buzzing, and it was in London. It was just gorgeous.
It was a lovely day. That's so funny because we watched this time separately, Garden as well.
Yeah, I watched it in bed.
I was, because you're real. And so I just remember coming up and seeing you absolutely fine, but not knowing that you had been crying beforehand. That's so sweet.
It was an emotional time for me, alone in my bed.
In your bed. Well, I think we've got to talk about the awesomeness of this street.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he went to Cathy, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Cathy. So all throughout this little section, he went to lots of different people, saw all their different types of gardens, which shows the fact that you don't have to have all the gardens connecting in some kind of way, so like a pattern or whatever. I think the beauty came with the fact that they were all very different styles.
Very different, yeah.
And different things being grown. So yeah, we had Cathy at the beginning.
And yet, having said that, I think it was Eddie later on who said, he hadn't planted the Verbena bonariensis. No. It had flown in from next door.
I love
and so
that.
You kind of get that repetition through each one.
That repetition.
Good old Verbena bonariensis.
That is hilarious. I love that. Cathy had in her garden, she had lots of herbs and useful plants, which I thought was really cool because it's always great to use them.
And she said her lawn was getting smaller and smaller. She planted more and more things up.
I think that's so going to happen in a little garden. You're just going to go, right, I need more space.
Exactly.
Take that up.
And she said she was attracting lots of bees and hoverflies, which that's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, because she always had something in flower.
And then she was talking about edible plants and then mentioned the Arbutus Unido. Yeah, Arbutus strawberry
unido.
Tree.
Yeah, strawberry tree. It's really cool, actually. It creates these, a bit like a lychee, you know, that kind of look to it. However, it's not the greatest tasting thing.
Well, didn't she say, I guess, unido? She said you only eat once. But
unique.
Yeah, but
unique.
Un in French is one.
Yeah.
Or uno
in Spanish.
What is it in Latin? Because this is Latin, isn't it? So. Must be uno. What's one in Latin?
I don't know, but I'm doing Latin. That's
tres.
Ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not very good.
You must know what one is in Latin.
My Latin teacher is going to kill me.
She's going to kill you. But anyway, she said you only eat once, and I was thinking, what does that mean? Eat what only once? I couldn't really figure it out, and then when I looked up, it said it's really not particularly nice.
No. And Joe Swift, he get that slight look when he said he'd had it once, so I was just like,
very knowing look, gist. Then we went to Mike, and he had hidden his bins in that wooden cupboard and then had this passion flower cascading over the top.
Yep, I loved that. He had then also, his was very Mediterranean garden, which is amazing for London, but also understandable for London because we know cities create more heat. So he had then fig trees, which were lush and beautiful. He had a trumpet vine, that's a campsis. We've tried to grow a campsis.
This surprised me. Well, first of all, we have tried to grow a campsis along the fence before we realised Lord Farquhar was sabotaging anything we grew along that fence. So I expect he probably had something to do with it not taking. Yeah. But the reason we went for that fence is because it's the furthest point away from the house. And I had done a lot of looking up about campuses and how you mustn't grow it near a house because it wrecks the bricks and mortar of the house. Also, it throws up shoots and stems from all the deep roots.
It's got quite a root system,
it can be really quite invasive. So Joe said something along the lines of, oh, you've got it against the house. Yeah. But he didn't mention anything about it being invasive.
No.
And then went on to say Joe's concerns were more about, I suppose because you're facing the right direction, when you cut it back, it's going to grow back. As if the concern was, oh my gosh, careful, you might lose it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was happening there, but the advice I've always had is keep it away from the house. Who knows?
It's very interesting. But there was also a kiwi fruit, which was huge.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a huge kiwi fruit.
I wonder if he gets any fruit on it. Did he say? I can't remember.
Well, we saw pictures of tiny little kiwi fruits.
Well, then the reason I asked the question is because, again, I thought with kiwis you had to have... I'm saying again because I'm thinking about the hippos. How you need to have one male and two females. And I think it's the same with kiwis. Okay. You need one male and two females. Don't you? So
I can't believe we've just compared hippos to kiwis.
But I think that's the case. I will look that up for housekeeping next week. But I remember when I was buying us kiwis I thought we had to get two females and one male.
Yes, they did not survive.
I shall get back to you on that.
Cool.
They did not survive though, no.
Yeah.
And then we had Jane. Now she's got the largest front garden. She's on the corner plot and it kind of wraps all the way around three sides of her house, her garden. And what I was gathering from their chat was that really things started from her. She was the first one to get her garden going, and then it sort of took off across the rest of the street. And
yeah, exactly.
That was the vibe I got from Jane.
It was so amazing. She had this kind of shrub frame around the window, which she had before as these two pillars. When she first arrived, it was like these two pillars, and then she trained them across. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
It was a bit like a Hobbit feel to it, wasn't it?
Oh, completely. It created this beautiful kind of sway around and...
It's quite domey. She'd done it beautifully, cut it back beautifully.
It was stunning. She also had it in a butylon and grasses. Lots of things that kind of would look after themselves but look beautiful at the same time.
And then I loved it when Joe was sitting on the bench with Jane in her garden and chatting away and giggling away with her. He's just got such a lovely way with the guests, hasn't he? He really draws the best out of people.
He has got a lovely way about him, and I think I would have wanted to come and sit. Like, I would have just kind of popped through the screen and kind of, excuse me, shuffle over.
You would have wedged yourself in the middle.
Yeah.
Right, what are we talking about?
Excuse me. What do you say? What do you say?
And then there was a plant that they didn't mention, but the camera caught it, and it looked like pasta shapes. It looked like the conchia pasta shape. Do you know the one that's kind of shell-like almost?
Oh, yes. I love that one.
Did you see the plant with those?
I don't think I saw the... No,
hanging?
I must have been taking notes then.
And that's apparently called a quaking grass.
Oh, yes, I do know what that is. We used to have one in the garden.
We did not.
We did, actually.
Whereabouts?
It was at the bottom next to the coral-shaped plant, then that other grass with its tufty bits, and it was kind of under there. I can't believe it. I'm so good with names and I have no names.
We're so scientific about our garden.
So scientific.
But we don't have it anymore, is what you're saying.
No, we don't. It got swamped by something else. But we then went on to Janine, who had...
Deadheading her lavender.
Where
are her jeans from?
Oh.
I really liked her jeans.
We need to find the jeans. But she was doing her lavender. She had a very nice poised garden. It looked very relaxing.
Yeah.
Looked slightly new as well.
Less in the way of vegetation than the others.
Less in the way, but I really liked it. It was very kind of tranquil.
Clean lines.
Because also when you think about it, she can just look down and see all this busy planting.
She's surrounded by it either side.
It's quite fun. You can slightly steal the environment that others have created.
Yeah.
So you can go, that is my backdrop. I'm now going to create a little kind of
wonderful, isn't it?
chill garden.
And then finally we had Eddie.
My favourite. This was my absolute favourite. Loved this. Because I'm thinking, when I get my first place, I want to have at least a little garden, but I want to create the best space ever.
Yeah.
And I want to be growing edibles. I'm addicted to growing edibles.
And he was mixing them with ornamentals as well.
It was beautiful. Like, wasn't it just the most thriving?
Yeah.
It was my absolute favourite one because it just had luxurious plants, and you knew that he could go out and he could pick something, but then there were flowers, so there were pollinators.
Yeah.
And there were some trees and shrubs around.
Oh, wonderful. Huh?
It was amazing. So he had tomatoes, verbena, because that's wafted in.
Yep.
He had sweet peas and runner beans.
Some brassicas there I could see.
Yeah, he had everything.
And then he also had, I think there were pink roses there, hardy geraniums.
Yeah.
So it was really vibrant, wasn't it?
It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a wonderful segment. It was really, as I say, got emotional.
Very emotional.
Bit emotional. These are the Railway Cottages, and it's Dorset Road in North London. And Mike, who we saw with his cleverly concealed bins under the passion flower, he's actually the grandson of one of the original railway workers who occupied that cottage. So
that is amazing.
Anyway, these gardens are open through the NGS, and they're open on...
How cool is that?
6th of July, 2 till 5:30. And it's only 10-minute walk from Wood Green Tube Station and 3-minute walk from Alexandra Palace train station. I should work for London Transport, but I just think how convenient. And you step off the tube. Can you imagine if you're working in the city and then you get home off the tube, take your 5-minute walk back, come in through your front garden, you just can... Maybe I would go inside first and wash my face and wipe the black slick that you get on your face after working in the city.
You get a wet wipe and it just comes off.
Shower, change my clothes, sit in my front garden on a bench with a glass of wine.
In your flowery dungarees.
In my flowery dungarees, or those jeans that Janine had.
Yes, or the jeans that Janine had.
And chill for the evening.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I will come out with
a glass of milk.
I was trying to think of what my favourite drink was. Pineapple and lemonade that I get 1 pint at the pub. Mate, that is what I have.
Pint of my usual, please. Then we're with Monty, and he's pruning back his buddleia.
Yes, he is. He's in the jewel garden getting structure in. So buddleia is a great structure.
And this, I wrote, whoa! Because it's sun gold buddleia. I don't think I've ever seen this orange buddleia before. I might have seen it, but not remembering that I've seen it.
Not remembering.
I need one, is what I've written in capitals.
It's the buddleia weyeriana sun god, and with these kind of globular shaped amazing pom-poms.
Absolutely gorgeous.
This buddleia. I love it.
I wonder if they're as vigorous as the other types of buddleia, because if they are, I'd be happy for this to take over the garden a bit.
I would. I'm also quite happy to say I was slightly in front of Monty, because I've already done my buddleia cutting back, and I did this way earlier in the season, actually.
Oh, when did you do that?
I did this winter time.
Oh, right.
Is slightly mad when I now think about it because of frost getting in. But I did a really hard cut, and now I've got these beautiful fresh
They look
shoots.
really healthy.
Like super healthy.
Loads of leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they look good.
I'm very happy with them.
And then he's planting up some hydrangeas.
The Paniculata Wims Red, which creates this beautiful dark reddy colour.
And he says, I'm not worried about digging up the alliums, and he really wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
And I wondered, because he just seemed to leave them lying there on the surface. I wonder if he tucks them back in at all, or if he's just got so many that he really doesn't need to be bothered by it.
I mean, the jewel garden gets swamped by these alliums, so I'd understand if you have had enough. Like we are with the lamb's ear, we just chuck it and chuck
that's
it around
different,
the place.
isn't it?
I'd say that's the same if you
Really?
have that much. So I understand.
And then we went to Somerset, and this was to visit Margery Fish's garden at East Lambrook Manor Gardens. So this is this only Grade 1 listed garden in the country.
It is. Margery Fish, she had a strong influence on informal English cottage garden style, and she created at this place an amazing cottage garden,
wasn't it?
Informal, and she did it all herself, which I think is really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, more about that later. But we had Mike Werkmeister, who's the current owner.
Yeah.
But throughout it, we understand that he and his family are moving on. But he took us for a little tour around his garden, didn't he? And showed us various nooks and crannies of that garden.
Yeah, and
a bit about the history as well of Margery.
Exactly, and what he's been bringing into the garden as well, because
it's a big responsibility, isn't it? Each new owner has got to really... There's a fine line between maintaining what Margery originally did and bringing your own influence into it.
Precisely what I was thinking. Like I was trying to think, if I was in that position, what would I do? Because would Margery want one to create more and add to it? Because she might be thinking, oh, I didn't get to put that in, or I didn't get to add this, or like, oh, there's new plants and stuff, so why aren't you doing that? But then at the same time, you're like, oh, this was her garden, this was her pride and joy, I should keep it as is.
But the other thing is, it is Grade 1 listed, so there are going to be very strict rules, I would imagine, around what you can and can't do with it. But we see a witch hazel. It's one of the first things that I noticed. Yeah,
he talks about how he's planted loads of this Crocus Thomasianus under this Acer. It's the early crocus. It spreads, and it's spread in the lawn here.
And he was allowing that to happen, wasn't he? To
completely
really naturalise.
He was also adding in these sculptures of
fake birds of prey, wasn't he? To stop the pigeons. Why were the pigeons pecking off the crocus flowers?
I think they're just going, pretty, don't like it, pretty, don't like it, pretty, don't like it.
But it worked. It was successful having that fake bird of prey.
It was very good. Like, he showed the difference between two areas. One was pecked, one was not pecked. I mean, I don't know what these pigeons are doing, but they seem very rude to me.
A law unto themselves, aren't they?
Completely.
And then he was in the woodland garden, which was full of ferns and hellebores.
Snowdrops, the hellebore hybridus.
Yeah.
He liked the white and pink one, calyxes.
Yep.
There was also, now this is where I had an absolute field day with names of plants. Please let me say this correctly the first time. There was a Betula utilis jackmontii.
Wow.
Which was the Himalayan birch. Beautiful. When he saw those really good, hefty trunks.
Against like, the beech hedging, as Mike mentioned.
Precisely.
You know, nice, the contrast between the colours.
I love that. There was also, oh crikey, this one's even harder. Chamaecyprus lawsoniana fletchii. Probably said that very wrong, sorry. But this is also called, easier name to say, Port Orford cedar or Lawson cypress, as he said himself. It's a conifer, and Margery called them her pudding trees. I loved these, obviously, because they have been topiarised.
But also it sounds like they're high maintenance, because he was saying how you can't clip into the wood, so a bit like lavender and things like that. otherwise it just won't grow. And he was saying he reckoned yew would have been better, where you can just clip happily away and it'll grow back. So a high maintenance plant to have there.
It is a high maintenance plant, but it had this really, like, unlike yew, it had this really fluffiness to it.
Yeah.
Like, it was small little fluffy bits instead of yew, which is more kind of fingery.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you know what, I can't explain it more than that.
And then he showed us the most famous ditch in England.
I love this.
That's quite an accolade, isn't it?
I love that there's a famous ditch. It's so cool. But I mean, this is quite a ditch. This is a ditch full of snowdrops.
Yeah.
And obviously they have hybridised over time. Mm-hmm. But there is a snowdrop called Galanthus Margery Fish because of her, obviously.
Yeah.
And he has added snowdrops to the collection, as well as finding some seedlings which he's grown on around the place. And I found this quite fun. I did a little bit of Google imaging because he showed these 3 different types which haven't been named officially yet. And I was trying to see what they looked most like in the Galanthus world. Mm-hmm. So there was this first one which came up, had these very pretty green dots. It looked like a Galanthus trimlet, possibly.
Right.
That was closest I got. The second one, which had more the kind of stripiness of green, I thought possibly might look like a Galanthus angelina or Galanthus foreplay, spelt 4 as in the number 4. And then the last one, impossible to find anything looking like it. So this one has hybridized and perfected it, because this one had that little bunny shape in the kind of middle area, and you can look up any type of Galanthus and you cannot find this perfect bunny shape.
What this did for me, though, was give me a new appreciation of snowdrops.
It did.
I had seen a post on Adverley's Instagram back in the more wintry months this year.
Oh, okay.
Where she had posted some pretty photos of different snowdrops and the different designs and those lovely green bits on them and the intricacy of them. From that photo, I thought, wow, I had no idea there's so many pretty snowdrops. And then seeing Mike talking to us about the different snowdrops,
so amazing.
Kind of underrated. I mean, they're highly rated because they come up at a time when there's very little, and they push through the snow and all sorts of bleakness, and you've got this lovely
push through
carpet of them.
Yeah.
We do always admire them, and we're always excited to see them. But now I've seen all these different types, I'm now thinking I want to get a whole load of different types for our little snowdrop area and just mix them all in together. Yeah. And let them do their thing.
Yeah, completely.
Any more plants from this section?
No, actually.
Well, Mike was saying how they've been there 17 years and they're moving to North Devon to a new, smaller cottage garden.
Yeah.
Oh, I can understand that completely.
Well, he's done an amazing job with this one.
But Margery Fish is such an interesting character. I didn't know anything about her at all.
No, I hadn't. Feel ashamed that I didn't know anything about her.
And as Mike mentioned, she worked on Fleet Street. She had gone to secretarial college, and then she was a secretary to various editors of the Daily Mail even, and then she was, the last person she worked for was Walter Fish, who was editor of the Daily Mail.
Oh, yeah.
He was a widower, and they got married 3 years after he retired, and she was 41. So she got married really quite late, especially for back then. That was in 1933.
Well, that's lovely.
And then when they moved to East Lambrook, that's when she really started to flex her gardening arm, and she apparently preferred the informal cottage garden style, but Walter liked formal. And she wrote about their battle of wills in her first book, which is called We Made a Garden.
It's sweet.
Which is as much about a difficult marriage as it is about the difficulties of starting a garden from scratch. But when he died in 1947, so that was after 14 years of marriage, she was then able to, at the age of 55, really implement her ideas and develop her skills as a plantswoman. So that's when she really kicked off with gardening.
I suppose that's some kind of silver lining.
Now, as you mentioned, and as Mike mentioned, she did all the gardening herself. She worked 18-hour days maintaining and working her garden, and even did some dry stone walling and path laying herself.
That, I think, is really, really cool.
Isn't that amazing? Anyway, that house It's showing is currently under offer at 1.75 million, having gone on the market in 2023 at 2.25 million.
Oh.
So it's interesting because the house is beautiful and obviously the garden speaks for itself. But
something else.
I imagine, the price has been dropped quite substantially, and I imagine just the upkeep of that.
Yeah.
The upkeep of that garden, and when you've got restrictions, that
exactly.
must be really tough.
I do think one has to take that into account.
For sure.
And understand what you can do in this garden.
What it entails.
What would be great is if the garden is just perfect when you see it. And that way you're like, bosh, I have a garden.
Or you can just afford to have a gardener who does the whole lot for you.
Yeah.
They're open through the NGS, 26th of April. And tea and cake will be provided. So we better get over there. Then we've got Monty again, and he says this year everything's been very late and slow to come through, but that hasn't been the case for us.
It hasn't been the case for us. I must say the daffs, they are amazing this year.
Yeah,
we've got this new
done
one
really well
with an egg yolkiness to it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll put that on our Instagram page. It's really quite unique. It's got unique for us anyway.
Yeah, unique for us. Well, the things that he did have on the table, which would seem to be looking very good,
beautiful.
Arctic bells, daffodils, tete-a-tete, daffodils, iris pixie and George.
Yeah.
So those were looking great.
Such a pretty display. And then he's in his empty veg garden.
He is, but he has got some things like the spring cabbage that he planted quite a bit ago. That will be ready for spring, hopefully. He had his Arctic King lettuce, which is nice and hardy, creates a nice clump. And he was sowing then some more. Well, he wasn't sowing, he was putting out little seedlings of
his little plug plants of lettuce.
Yeah, another Arctic King, and then also Little Gem, which creates nice little...
And he had started all those in the greenhouse, or certainly indoors, and I think that's the mistake we made. We should have started all our lettuce inside.
It is nice because you can then place it all perfectly. And
I think we need to do that from now on, because I do like to keep the lettuce going. I think very much like Monty seems to like to have it all year round as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we have got lettuce all year round. Called that.
Yeah, well,
we have seeds called all year round.
All year round lettuce. And there was some interesting camera work at one point. It seemed like the cameraman tripped as he walked towards Monty.
Oh,
don't know if you spotted that whilst he was holding his lettuce.
That would so be me. Honestly, I tripped at school the other day, looked around, and like everyone would have seen me. I just tried to kind of
style it out.
Didn't work.
And then Sue Kent went to Carmarthenshire.
No,
to meet
Carmarthenshire.
Adam Jones.
Yes.
Flying the Welsh flag high and proud.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful human being. Did you find this? Because I'm obviously lying in my sick bed feeling really sorry for myself that I haven't been able to go out, do anything. I wanted to mow the lawn. I couldn't do a thing.
You were very cabbaged off about the fact that you had to be in bed. And
I'm not a good ill person.
You're not.
So I was, I'm really very stroppy.
Far better than you.
You are much better. So I was watching this, and then Adam came on and talked, and I felt like I was being wrapped up in a warm hug.
Yes.
The way he talks, his intonation. I can just hear it now. There's a lilt in his voice. It just is lovely. I could listen to him all day.
And he had the most amazing veggie garden.
He had the most incredible garden, didn't
he? And flowers as well. Like we've got to say, because obviously this section was mainly about the veg that he was growing, but
the whole place was thriving.
It was thriving with flowers, bringing in all these pollinators to create then this amazing veg garden, which we know is very important, the flowers and the veg.
So he was explaining that they've got a cool, typical Welsh wet garden, 200 metres above sea level. And so the growing season's very condensed. So he was saying that they have frosts as late as into June.
I know.
And as early as October, even the end of September, which is unimaginable. So a very, very small window of opportunity for a lot of your veg. Not all, but a lot.
I think that's quite amazing, but it's all about adapting to the different climates, and there will be veg which will be very happy with that and will learn to grow quickly.
And I loved it at one point. He said, I've killed just as many plants as I've grown, and I've done it proudly, because that's how you learn. I love that.
He said that. I paused it and went, yes! Yes, I'm with you. Finally. And I just did like a little fist pump in the air. Like,
yeah. Adam gets us.
Adam gets us.
And then he talks about his Bolt Hardy beetroot. That's the one he has most success with. Tried others, but comes back to that one.
Yeah, he talked about that. He tried like Moulin Rouge and Detroit, but they weren't very good. We like our kind of candy ringed one as well.
He has a Bubba Gump moment as well. He says he pickles them, roasts them, boils them.
Yeah. I loved how the whole section started with the cat purring.
Oh.
And this beautiful purr came across
in my
sound.
Angry, ill state. I missed that.
You missed the cat, and it was just this beautiful purr, and you're like, oh, and that immediately settled you into the section. But
I think Adam's voice was purring for me.
Yeah, completely.
And then he had recently harvested his turnips, and now he's planting up in the same bed some cabbages. And Sue says to him, oh, it's interesting that you are doing that. And he said, yeah, we don't worry about crop rotation.
Don't.
And he's been doing this for a while and hasn't had any problems. He said, but the important thing is annually mulching.
Yes.
And he said that reduces the fungal spores, and so he doesn't stress about crop rotation. I just thought, again, good news, Adam.
Good news.
We're on the same page.
Very happy with that.
Because we don't have the space to do the crop rotation. So the mulching, annual mulching, is our way forward.
Yeah. Well, I have actually done that this year with our homemade compost, which is amazing. A little fun fact about turnips, because one never really thinks of a turnip.
I don't think of a turnip or any fun facts. I don't think of them as fun. Let's put it like that.
I don't think of them either, but the name, I always like learning about the names. Turn is the bit turn obviously means turned.
Right.
Very scientific. But it means turned round on a lathe. So you know how a turnip has that kind of look. You know when you kind of make in wood.
Bottom of chair legs and
exactly,
things like that.
Precisely that. So that is that bit. And then neep is the Latin napus for plant.
Oh.
So how cool is that?
Lathed
plant.
Lathed plant.
Turned round on the lathe plant. Which I think is completely and utterly understandable.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
Yeah.
And he was planting in this bed, he was into planting the cabbage with chicory and also radishes. So he was really cramming them all in.
I love this.
Me too.
I'm just so on board with all of this.
Yeah.
My favourite bit was the end bit with his amazing runner beans.
Grandfather's beans.
Grandfather's beans.
Or Tadki.
Tadki beans, because...
That means granddad.
Exactly. I thought that was so cool. Do you know what I did? I went on to Google Translate and I went Welsh to English. Tadki. There we go, grandfather. Brilliant.
And he's been saving those seeds since 2006.
I loved that.
Yeah.
And you can see that they just love the environment.
Yeah. They worked well. And I loved it when he said that his granddad was his gardening hero. I thought that was so lovely.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
And then another quote from Adam. Plants are like people. We get happy in places we're used to.
So true.
And then also, nature's my head gardener and I just go with the flow and hope for the best.
Oh my gosh, also so true. Like we could print a whole load of his sayings.
An
Adam Sayings book.
Anyway, Adam lives with his wife Sarah and his nearly 2-year-old daughter.
Oh.
But in 2021, before Anwen, his daughter, was even a twinkle in his eye, he published his first Welsh children's book called... Right.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, it sounds it sounds like I'm being rude to you, but I just know what's going to happen. Honestly, I've got to put this in here. The other day, I was cleaning up the dishes after we had a really nice lunch, and you started practicing your Welsh accent with me, and I just wanted you to stop, but you would not stop, because once you get an accent, you cannot stop with the accent. And I have to put up with this. So when I say, oh no, please understand I'm coming from... normal place. I'm not being rude.
She's being rude.
Nope.
Okay, let me try this.
Okay, breathe.
Dere I dyfu. Come and grow.
Oh, I mean, that sounded nice.
I thought that sounded right. It's probably completely wrong, but
yeah.
Anyway, he wants to encourage children as much as possible to grow their own, and they're these really sweet books. I think now he's written more than one.
Oh,
but that was his first one back in 2021. So they bought their own place a while ago, and in 2020, that's when they established their own business, focusing on working with grow your own projects across Wales.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the projects is working with the National Botanic Garden of Wales.
Oh my gosh,
you
this
remember
is beautiful. Yes.
Melly from Aeonium Melly?
Precisely.
For her dream garden on Chit Chats, she chose those amazing domes.
Yeah.
Off the Welsh Botanic Garden. I've never been to Welsh Botanic Gardens.
No, me neither.
And never knew what they looked like until Melly brought them up.
Yeah.
And now we know what they're talking about, and that's a project that Adam is working on.
Brilliant.
And it's called Growing the Future, and he was brought on board to initially create 20 gardening videos in Welsh and English, because he's completely bilingual, as we heard.
That is so cool.
And the videos are all discussing things like garden planning, gardening know-how, benefits of gardening on mental health, all that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
And it was such a big success, the first series, that he's continuing on with further series.
Oh.
But also I did just want to talk a bit more about his granddad, because he mentioned him on the show, and that's where he got a lot of his inspiration from. He learnt everything from his granddad. But interestingly, Adam is a big advocate for no dig, but when he was with his granddad, he said they used to turn the soil at least 3 times a year, and he did that for the best part of 20 years.
That is so interesting.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to know what the catalyst was for him changing that way of working.
Yeah.
I'll link that on the podcast notes after this, but have a look at his website, because he does so many things. He does talks at other places, he writes his books, he makes his own honey. A very, very busy chap, and I think he'd be so interesting to talk to. So many questions for him.
Yeah, we looked at his Instagram. I just remember kind of looking at it going, this is amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we could get to have a chat with Adam.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
And then Monty reiterates how important it is to hold on to seeds.
Completely.
Which made me think we must collect our purple sprouting seeds, because this has been an absolute success.
That is such a good
100% success rate with these plants.
And to let at least 2 spires go to proper seed.
Right, okay. I did chop some off that were going very close to flowering today.
Don't worry, we've got plenty. We have
plenty. We have got plenty more, but yeah, we should leave some for sure.
Defo.
And then Monty's talking about rhubarb.
Yeah, he had his Timperley Early, so that's the early one by the name, and also Victoria, that's a very late one. And then he just reiterated, he's talked about this a lot, always pull the rhubarb, don't cut it. The leaves are poisonous for dogs, so don't let your dog eat them, even though dogs haven't yet gone towards them. Or
I think they're poisonous for humans as well, aren't they?
Well, we definitely don't want to eat them.
No, well, you don't even want to eat the non-poisonous bit of the rhubarb.
No, exactly. But he also talked about the forcing pots, which I always think are rather interesting.
They are. But whenever I think about forcing pots, I think about a veal. Baby cows in the dark.
Oh, God.
So it's the same. They were like rhubarb. But I think it's illegal to do it like that now, isn't it?
Oh, gosh.
You just eat the baby cow, but they're not left in the dark.
Okay.
So does that put you off veal?
Oh, I've never been into veal, so you can put me off as much as you
so.
want.
Anyway, on a happier note.
Yeah, this was a really happy note.
This is such a happy note. We went to your gardens, and hi, I'm Saxon.
Yeah.
And welcome to HGS Kids Gardening Club. This is the son of the Reverend M.
I loved this. It was so funny. He's standing next to this is Reverend M, also my mummy.
But there's just this lovely chaos going on around him. There were kids running everywhere. There was constant noise and chatter.
Yeah.
And just a vibrancy to it. Mm-hmm. And exactly how you want a community garden to be. Just happiness, joy, busyness, nature, dirt. What did you say? Cake?
Cake. Because they... Like, can you imagine? I didn't get this. I didn't have any of these when I was a young kid.
So you're saying I should be bringing cake out to you when you're busy in your greenhouse? You want me to bake a cake, bring it to Sweet Pea? Will that make you feel you haven't missed out?
I do need that. I think that's a very important part of gardening is tea and cake with it. So I completely get these kids, and they looked like they're having the best time.
They were having the best time. Everything you'd want from this. So it's part of St Jude's Church, which is on Hampstead Garden suburb.
Yeah.
And the Kids Gardening Club was launched in April 2024. Ooh. And it was based in a patch of this kind of unloved lawn adjacent to the church in Central Square.
Right next to the church.
Right next to it. And since then they've had over 70 children, their parents and carers and teams of volunteers who've come and transformed the space into this vibrant, beautiful, wildlife-friendly area.
Yeah.
And some of the things that they've done, so they've made a herb spiral out of red bricks. And then they've also got a really packed out greenhouse, but then they've got all these log stools in a circle around then a like campfire area.
Oh yeah, I saw the kids jumping
for roasting their marshmallows around the fire pit.
Exactly, like all the kids seem to be having just as much fun kind of running around with these obstacles of the logs and the all sorts, as well as digging and creating beds. Like I saw some were trying to make a raised bed.
Yeah, and they got a pond.
Oh my god! Oh wow!
A fantastic space. I'll put a link to their website on the pod description as well. It's really lovely to see it. Just makes you smile.
I think it's the best thing ever.
Ned's having his hand held by Monty. Oh my goodness, he's so sweet. So like Hobbs. I swear she's got some retriever in her.
She gives me her paw. It's so funny.
Yeah, they're really very, very alike.
Too alike.
And then off they walk past the Iris reticulata and the daffs.
Going into the potting shed to sow some seeds. And I actually am behind Monty with some of these because I do need to do one or two. So that he was sowing sunflower claret that had that beautiful burnt colour.
Beautiful.
He had Tithonia torch. Tithonias I do have. It's interesting. I have the seeds. I don't have the plant. He said how they're very temperamental, and I'm like, oh, thank the Lord.
Why?
Because I tried doing them last year, I think it was, or maybe a year before that, and I was just like, you guys are difficult. You are not coming up. I am looking after you like a mommy. And why are you not being nice to me? So that's why. So now I need to be a really, really, really good mummy.
Well, apparently, Sweet Pea, the answer is you need to give them cake.
Oh, I should just put a cupcake next to them. You can just see cupcakes in the greenhouse now. Anyways, the Cosmos, I've done those. Verbena bonariensis, have that from last year, so it should be flowering this year. Tick. Agastache Navajo Sunset. This is a very interesting one. I have an Agastache plant, which is actually very similar to this one. I also had the seed for Agastache, which I did try, never germinated. However, I did not realise it was going to take me 3 months for it to germinate.
Yeah, that was slightly worrying, wasn't it?
So obviously I chucked those out very quickly because I needed new soil for new stuff, new space. I wasn't going to wait 3 months.
No.
Didn't think I had 3 months. So now I know that
you're going to be a bit more patient. Because that'd be nice to have it later on in the season.
It would be great. And obviously perennial, great, everlasting plant.
Then we went to Edinburgh City Centre in Scotland.
We sure did.
To Doctor Libby Webb's amazing mid-terrace back garden.
Yes.
Stunning.
I love how this was introduced. Small garden, big dream.
Yeah. So she had this Cordyline australis down at the end. That was the only plant really that stayed.
Yeah.
And it was really quite striking. It was a nice sort of central point, wasn't it?
Beautiful bark. It's called a New Zealand cabbage tree.
Oh, right.
It is actually because early settlers used young central leaves instead of cabbage.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I would not have thought because they're quite
spiky.
Like they look spiky, but I can imagine like the really young, fresh ones.
Yeah. They
would be more tender. So that is quite cool. She then had these stone walls, really nice.
Oh, they were gorgeous, weren't they? Yeah, no fences, just surrounded by really nice walls.
Yeah, like how amazing to move into a garden with those proper sun-bleached, water-washed walls. Just everything has hit that wall.
She still, however, disguised all of them with her planting. It's a 7-metre by 14-metre long garden, so not huge.
Yeah.
But it looked huge because of her very clever planting and that path. Wiggly path. Bit like Fiona. You remember Fiona Cumberpatch from last week?
Yes.
I felt they were very, very different gardens, but big similarity in that they both had a mid-terrace back garden. They had bifolding doors, so you open up the back of your house and you got inside, outside.
Nice transition between the two.
Yeah, sort of no threshold between the two, which I absolutely love. Just being able to throw doors open from the house into your garden is very special.
Exactly.
So
just
they both
run.
had that. Of course, Fiona had the difficulty with really awful, non-existent soil. So she did everything in pots, but she did deceive the eye by having a curving path to the end to make it bigger, not being able to see the end easily. It works so well, doesn't it? It's
amazing because you think, it's quite a simple thing to create a winding path, but it does everything for a garden.
Mm-hmm.
My favourite thing about the Libby's garden and her winding path is one can just have one winding path going around the garden, but she then over time had little kind of extra offshoots of the path, which I rather like. So you had one path which created this eye shape in the middle of the garden, and she had this border with then these alliums popping up and foxgloves.
Yeah,
and I thought that was rather cool. You can kind of look from two sides.
Yeah. And then she had those 3 winter flowering cherry trees all sort of offset down the garden. That was to add some nice vertical movement to the garden as opposed to all just on the flat.
Yeah, the autumnus rosea, also fiery leaves in autumn. So lots of different colour.
And she talked about how they lifted the lawn. So originally they had this garden and it was just a rectangle with thin beds around the edges, lawn in the middle. That's when she had the kids who were using it for purposes of, I don't know, football and all sorts of things like that.
Exactly.
Like your kids do. And then she slowly started eating into that lawn, I guess, as they were sort of busy elsewhere and not needing the garden so much.
No.
And then she built up all this planting over time. So that lawn got smaller and smaller and smaller.
Brilliant.
Put all those paths in and then all the planting.
Yeah.
The path was beautiful. It was a cobbled path, wasn't it? That was in the first year.
That was amazing.
And then the second year was when she lifted the lawn, put in some sort of curved deep flower beds.
Yeah, that was where she had the alliums, the geums, the foxgloves, camellias, fatsid, japonica, spider's web, astrantia, shaggy, hydrangea petularis. So she had all sorts.
And then she also put in some archways.
That was
which
nice.
Also really helped to deceive the eye because you couldn't see past those. So it was like, what's beyond that? Exactly. And she had climbing up that, there was that beautiful Solanum crispum, that Chilean potato tree.
Yeah, I love that because you get this proper potato look underneath. It's really cool.
And then a jasmine.
Yeah, the Trachelospermum jasminoides.
And then did you think with the planting she was going for a colour scheme? Because there seemed to be a lot of purples and pinks.
Yes.
But then some yellows.
Oh, I don't know what happened there because I missed every yellow.
Oh, did you? Maybe I'm just seeing those in the photos I've seen online. Oh, but generally that...
Oh, the geums, sorry, yes, of course. Geums that were that orangey yellow. Sorry,
yeah, okay. Yes. But that seemed to be the vibe, didn't it? It wasn't that scattergun approach, or as Ollie said last week, tutti frutti vibe that we're very into.
Yeah, it just shows you loads of different types of gardening and loads of different types of gardens. Yeah. Which all work.
I was just going to say, it all works, doesn't it?
All works.
There's something for everyone. And then she said an interesting thing towards the end. She said how she'd spent the last 30 years studying and working in medicine as a doctor.
Yeah, always interesting.
And how looking at the research that gardening and looking onto green space and working in nature can reduce our stress hormones and also regulate your blood pressure, boost our immune function, lift mood, reduce anxiety, help with sleep, all those sorts of things. Then the benefits of sort of the functional movement of gardening, strengthening our bones, helping with balance. The benefits are completely endless.
It's like why I want to get out even for a run in nature or to go into my greenhouse.
Yeah. But gardening just gives you everything, doesn't it?
It does.
And then she said, you should sit in nature for 20 minutes every day unless you're busy. And then you should sit for an hour. And I thought that was just so beautiful. That just wrapped it all up beautifully with a neat bow on top, didn't it?
It was perfect.
Well, her garden is open through Scotland's Garden Scheme.
Oh.
She's at 9 Learmonth Place in Edinburgh. And
Gotcha.
they're open on Sunday the 15th of June, 1 till 5 p.m, but advanced booking is essential. I'll put a link to that, so if you do want to book and go and see, you can jump in on the Scotland's Garden Scheme page.
Cool.
And then there have been a couple of beautiful articles in a couple of magazines, online magazines. Again, I'll put links to those, which really she goes into a lot more detail about what was involved in creating the garden, where it came from and where it went to.
Yeah.
One is in an online magazine, Modern Gardens, as a 2023 article. And as I say, I'll put a link, but there were some interesting statistics that she put in. So the location's Edinburgh. The look is Cottage Jungle. That's how she describes it.
I get that.
And then she says how it's west-facing with acidic soil. Now, budget. The materials for laying free cobblestones, that was £800. Pond liner, because she's got 2 ponds in there. And she used those, you know, those kind of bathtub ponds that we considered having.
You've got to create the perfect shape.
Yeah, it's kind of like a basin almost that you put in the ground.
Slot.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pond liner and pond plants, £77. Retaining wall bricks and mortar, £240. Manure, £120. Pots and planters, £330. Plants, trees and bulbs, £2,678. Water feature, £400. Chairs, £230. Lights, £190. Bird bath and feeders, £280. Insect house, £27. Total of £5,372. That's what she put together for how she got that look. And how long it took, she said lifting the lawn was 2 weeks, laying cobblestone path 2 weeks, installing the pond 9 days, building the retaining wall 2 weeks, planting 2 weeks, growing seeds 1 month, a total of 13 weeks over 18 months.
Wow.
Back with Monty, and he talks about sitting quietly in the garden, says he's always going to do it, but then sees something that needs doing.
Which is also very normal.
It's very, very normal, and I would say just about every guest we've had on Chit Chats has said something similar.
Yeah.
And then we go to jobs for the weekend.
Yes.
Lift and divide snowdrops, cut back dogwood, and sow sweet peas.
And with the dogwood, your cuttings, you just whack them in the ground and you have more plants.
With all the cuttings, yeah, we
Exactly.
should do that. So, sweet pea, your favourite plant?
My favourite plant was actually with Adam Jones, and it was the Tadkey beans.
Oh, his granddad's beans.
I just thought that was so lovely.
Yeah.
And passing on the seed, like I remembered neighbours gave us butternut seed, and they did really well.
Yeah,
so
we've kept those going a couple of years now, haven't we?
Exactly. We still have some, I think.
Yeah.
So I really love that.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Mine was the Sun Gold Buddleia.
Oh, of course. That was utterly stunning.
Yeah, I really was taken by that. I'd like to have one of those.
I hope we can find one.
And your top takeaway?
My top takeaway was the entire Your Gardens, the fact that having this amazing kind of community but kids space, because we talk all about kind of community gardens, but having this proper kids space where they're
in charge.
They're in charge. They're the leaders. They decide what they're doing, popping things around the place. It's really lovely.
Really, really lovely. Well, my top takeaway, I just put Adam Jones.
Yeah, oh,
everything
so true.
that came out of his mouth, I could hang off his every word.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it at that. That's my top takeaway.
Simple but perfect and outstanding.
And then we have Ned quietly asleep at the end. He's exhausted. He's been entertaining the film crew.
I get that.
So
Poor Ned.
Exhausting, isn't it, Hobbs? You wouldn't cope at all.
No, she's knackered already.
And then finally, Monty's talking about how he planted 30 new roses in the cottage garden last year. And they just need tying up to the supports.
Yes.
Then we have next week.
Oh, righty. What have we got?
As the clocks go forward an hour and spring begins. Oh my gosh, yes. And it's Mother's Day.
Oh, cool, blimey.
There's a lot happening next Sunday, Sweet Pea. There's more time for gardening in the longer days ahead. Yes. Monty is busy adding herbaceous perennials to the revamped dual garden, but before planting, he has good advice on how to plan a border. In the veg garden, there are broad beans to sow, and after a wet and cold winter, the lawn needs a bit of attention to get it summer ready. Nick Bailey visits a gardener in Essex to demystify the art of matrix planting. Francis heads to Garden in Bradford, the 2025 UK City of Culture, to meet a group of gardeners working together to grow fresh fruit and veg for the local community.
Lovely.
There's a grower in Dorset who is totally dedicated to dahlias, and a gardener in Cambridgeshire who has transformed the back garden of his semi-detached home by planting an incredible 35 trees.
Wow.
Looking forward to that one, as always.
Very much looking forward to that. I can't believe it's Mother's Day next weekend.
Yeah, I saw that look of panic on your face.
I never seem to be organised. Oh my gosh.
So really, I should let you go so you can start planning something wonderful for next Sunday.
Absolutely. I have got to go. Need to check what's in the greenhouse.
Yeah, what? Is that what I'm getting? I'm getting a rose cutting.
You can have all my rose cuttings. No, I need to.
Great.
No, I will be organised. Don't you worry.
It's all right, Sweet Pea. There's no pressure. But I'll let you go so you can go have a think.
Thanks.
Night, Sweet Pea.
Bye, Mummy Bear.